Hello guys, welcome to the first video of Charles's. We're going to be previewing this season here, and we're going to be talking about all the different drivers, and we're going to be going all over the paint schemes this year. So the season is 25 races long, pretty moderate schedule right there. So we'll see bunch of races. The first race we have on tap is at Daytona. So let's fast forward a little bit and we'll go cars on track here. We'll start over here. Our first guy, who is up here before we go to the pits. Our first guy we're going to talk about is Seth Cole. Seth is running the 2007 Casey Mears car, and if anybody knows Seth, this is not a surprise. Seth is a regular Coke Vanilla Cup Series driver. National Guard GM-AMC, Hendrick Motorsports. Hendrick has the 24 with Sanford, the 80 with Time Pollard, the 5 with Ebrahimian, I believe the 5 is. Yes, the 5 is with Ebrahimian, and that would be it for, and the 48 with Mac McIntyre. So it's a 4-car tandem for them. Seth looking for good things. The 25 car had a decent season in the Coke Vanilla, so we'll see how he does this year in the 25 car. Oriole Pollard in the 81, a very late ad because not a lot of people signed up. So what would Oriole Pollard get for a car? 2005 Kellen Moore. Oh boy. Oh, and Charles Sanford and Trevor Germain having problems on the racetrack. Can't explain that one. And Charles and Trevor not really. Charles going to be summoned to the holler after that one. That was a little bizarre right there. Anyways, back to Oriole Pollard, the 2005 Kellen Moore or Kellen something car. Chance 2 Motorsports. Excuse me. They're only lone entrant, I believe, in the series here. 2005 Busch cars, so one of the few non-Cup cars we have. We see how they do is we talked about the 25. That is a Nextel Cup car from 2007. And back we got a pack here. Here's, I believe this is Adam Flickinger, debuting. Adam was not in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. It was William, Isaac, and some other guy. I don't know. Let me see. Where is? I gotta pull the video up. I'm failing here. It's late at night. What are we talking about? The 26. It is Adam Flickinger. This is the Irwin Tools 2006 car, and if it runs like 2006 Charles series, it's gonna be terrible. This is a Nextel Cup car. Not Nextel. Yeah, Nextel Cup car from 2006, and Adam Flickinger will be making his debut. Has not run the Coke Vanilla Cup Series before, so we'll see how he does. Archie Baranowski part-time last year in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series in the 46 with the best finish of 5th. This 33 is a Winston Cup car. It's the 2000 Joe Nemechek paint scheme. Nice throwback car. Love that Oakville Holmes car. Trying to go for some wins here. Her best finish was 5th at Pigs Creek in the Cup Series. So we'll see how the Oakland home car for Andy Petrie Racing. Andy Petrie actually has 2 cars in this series, so we'll see how he does. More cars a chance too. The 11 of, I don't know how the hell you pronounce this, Casey Naka. That's how I'm going to say it. Naka in the 11. The FedEx, the 2012 FedEx car, I believe, with this one. This was the FedEx 2012 one was not made, so I went with the 2011 one just to let you know, Casey. I know you wanted the 2012, but there was no. It was Sports Clips, and the new model nose was not going to look like anything like 2012. So Casey Nako not running in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series, first time driver in Charles' channel, so we'll see how he does. Familiar face, and why wouldn't James Qualls pick a throwback paint scheme? Qualls is running the 21 Citgo car. Qualls 1995 Morgan Shepherd. So this is one of our few Winston Cup cars. We also have, this is our oldest car behind Charles. Nobody decided to venture into the 80s. So James Qualls, he wearing the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing last season in the the Chevrolet for them. So we'll see how he does as I feel passing Oriole Pollard right there. We'll see how James Qualls does. 1995 Winston Cup car, and Qualls, the veteran, will have a good few races. Greg Torres in the 78. He is a brand new driver. This was supposed to be the 2017 Bass Pro Shops and Tracker boat car, but the paint scheme was auto owners, so I went with the 2016 Sprint Cup one instead of the Monster one. It's pretty much the same exact thing, just a Sprint Cup logo on it. The 78 is pretty much what the Gen 6 car would look like. This is our first 2016 one we have seen. That's the highest here. Our highest is a 2018. I believe, or 2017, 2018. So Greg Torres, we'll see how he does. Has not ridden Charles's channel before, so we'll see how this Bass Pro Shop Tracker boat car for Furniture Row Racing will do. Kev Shear returning. He is running a 2007 Sterling Marlins Waste Management car. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Sam Young ran the 14 car. That's one of Dylan Young's drivers. He ran the 14 in the Oak Vanilla Cup Series. So this is a Nextel Cup car from 2007. Kev ran the 43 and had some bad success. There's no rookie ratings. Everybody's ratings are the same in this series. So we'll see how Kev does on equal playing field here, not on the rookie ratings. And he will be running full time. He's one of his three other drivers will be battling with him. So good luck to the Ginn Racing, I believe. Yeah, that's the only Ginn Racing car in the field. As we start going back a little bit here, Isaac Flinginger. Now, Isaac wanted the Atlanta Ford 2018 paint scheme, but that was John Deere was made instead, so I chose the Sunny D car because I kind of like Sunny D, and it's still a Stenhouse paint scheme. As you can tell, the Flinginger is one with the Roush theme. Isaac ran the 78 and he won at 8 Bowl, so we'll see how Isaac does in the 17 Roush car. Once again, not on rookie rating, so we'll see how he does on equal of them. And we'll see how he does one of the 3 Flickingers in the field. This is a 2017 Monster Energy Cup Series car, so we'll see how the new nose and the update does for the 17 team. I don't know how the hell you pronounce this. Pritiche. That's a nice name. He's running the Jason Leffler 2001 Winston Cup car, the Single Wilder car for Felix Sabatis. So it's one of Felix's few car. Well, Chip Ganassi is in the 42, so this is a Felix Sabatis car. So I believe the only Felix Sabatis car in the field. Dodge Charger, as we forgot to mention some of the makes. This is a Dodge Charger, Ford Fusion. That's Con Nicopolis. Ford Fusion, actually a Ford Thunderbird. Chevy Monte Carlo. 26 is a Ford Fusion. 11 is a Toyota Camry? Toyota Camry for the 11. I forgot to mention that too. 33 is a Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS for Kev. Toyota Camry for the 78 Torres. And Seth Cole is running a Chevy Monte Carlo SS. So that is that. The 10 car is a Chevy. Logan York is probably going to hate me after this video, but Logan York said to pick one paint scheme for the 2009 Arkansas. So I chose the Wayne Peterson number 10 car. Logan York, I don't believe has been in Charles' series before. I chose the paint scheme because I thought it was funny. I love the number. And go Wayne Peterson. This is the second Wayne Peterson car in the field. We have the Zero of Con Nicopolis is also in the field. And he is actually the fastest person on track. Yeah. Okay. Con Nicopolis, the fastest person on track. Alright, so that car is a 2009 ARCA car, one of the 2 ARCA cars in the field. So we'll see how Logan York does. It's not going to run like an actual Wayne Peterson car, so it might actually have a chance. I don't know what that little sponsor is inside, but I know Nelco's on the back of the car. Quinton Moore in the 2003 Morgan Shepherd Jesus car. This is actually the 2002 Winston Cup version. The 2003 version was pretty crappy, so I gave you the nice version of Morgan Shepherd's car. The only car of the Morgan Shepherd stable running that white Ford Taurus that Morgan ran back in the day, making a few races in here. 89. Quinton has not ran in Charles' series before, I don't believe so. This is the first time. Quinton is a good friend of mine. From the Victory and Racing Jesus chat, as you can clearly tell where he got the inspiration to get this paint scheme. Quinton's first season as a full-time driver, so we'll see how Quinton does in the 89 car. Go Jesus, I guess. Sheila Shear was a late add to the series thanks to people not wanting to sign up. The Scott's Bonus S paint scheme Water Spring, one of 3 other of Kev's drivers. Sheila ran the Hooters. We had a wreck on track. I don't know who wrecked. That's Gene Sanford, who is just died. Oh my god, Gene Sanford. Let's see what happened real quick to Gene Sanford. Well, the Sanfords are having a bad day here. So up the track, the 40. Oh, McCullough. There was I think McCullough's in the 40. Yeah, the 42 car had some problems there. Man, that was a big wreck. The 20, 40. Oh, they all hooked together. The 40 actually is a Felix Sabates car too. 42's around on the apron. Luckily, nobody came back to plow him. Oh my God. Oh God, Jesus. Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Where is Sheila? Sheila was late out of one of Kev's drives. This is a Roush, another one of the Roush Fenway cars. We have the 99, the 17, the 26, the 16. We got a lot of Roush cars in this field. This is the 2009 nationwide version of the car. Kev told him to pick a paint scheme. I like the Scots one, so go Sheila in this paint scheme. Sheila won 2 races and made the chase in the Hooters series. So how she can do in another Hooters car is there's Gene Sanford still sitting on pit road. Oh, we're not even live. That's why. That was fail. So where's the 60? So where's behind the 60 car? Behind the 60 is Mohammed Zainadul, who was the Coke Vanilla Cup Series Bust of the Year last year in the 1 car. Had a really big downfall down here. Now, Sumet drivers chose a lot of the paint scheme. The 2003 Hulk Winston Cup car. Loved the paint scheme. He's got the Hulk on the car. He's trying to Hulk smash his way through the field. Interstate Batteries and Hulk. This is a Joe Gibbs Racing entry. Joe Gibbs has a Toyota in the 11, and the 18 is a Chevy. The 20, there's no 20 car, and I don't believe there's any other Joe Gibbs entry, so we'll see how Muhammad does. And we'll go to the next one. We have another new driver, Fromar Oates. Oates in the 83. I'm just going to call him Oates instead of Fromar, because I can't pronounce Fromar unless he wins. Red Bull Racing has 2 cars in here with Stephen Paul III. This is the 2007 Red Bull cars. Both 2007 Red Bulls got picked. I guess it was a popular car. And Fromar is making his Cup Series first race on Charles's channel. Has not ran before. So we'll see how Fromar does in the 83 Red Bull car. It's a 2007 Toyota Camry, first year for Toyota, so they might struggle a little bit. This car did run with Sky Commons in the Cup Series and had 1 win, I believe. Steve Paul coming off a 4-win season in the 77 Jasper, throwing back to his season 1 car. That's the only reason why, he's running the car. It's a Ford Taurus 2003 Winston Cup car. So Steve won, I believe, 2 races in the 77 car back in season 1. So we'll see how Steve fares in the 77. Trying to maybe get 4 wins or more, but he has some shots. This is a Jasper entry. I believe it's the only Jasper entry in the field. Working with Penske, and there's there's 2 other Penske cars in the field. So we'll see how the 77 of Steve Paulett fares this season. We're going to try to find somebody on track. Zachary Fitzwater. We have the 3 of Dale, and we have the 29. This is a 2001 Monte Carlo SS. This is the one Kevin Harvick ran after the death of Dale Earnhardt. Whoa, 29 trying to just die on the track right there. Zachary ran the 19 Dodge Steelers car last year in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. I believe he had 1 win. Hanging around that 30th part of the year, 30th part of the owner points all year. His teammate is the 3 car of Cole Deaver. I don't think there's another Roush car in the series. Not Roush cars. Oh my God. Charles is going to roast me in the comments for that. RCR car in the series. So we'll see how the red and white 29 Goodwrench car does this year. We saw him earlier in the wreck. Jeffy McCullough, who did not score a single top 10 in the full 36 races in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series, running the 36 Irwin Tools and Crown Royal car. Really struggling year. I'm not sure if he'll be back in the Cup Series because that was quite embarrassing right there for Jeffrey, but trying to rebound the 40 car. This is the 2003 Sterling Marlin car for Felix Sabates. They Dodge RT Charger, I believe. So we'll see how McCullough does, trying to gain some confidence, and yeah, just trying to out there and survive right there for McCullough. Johnny Gardner will probably have more paint schemes, but I have to fisher that through. But the paint scheme we got mainly for him now is the 2004 Brad Keselowski Patriotic paint scheme with Keselowski on the banner, as we'll just keep talking about as he comes to pit road. Johnny ran the 06 Penske car, had a really struggling year with a bunch of DNQs. One of the 2 Penske cars is the 22 car, is also a Penske car. I think I mentioned there's another one. I don't believe so. So we'll see how Johnny fares this year in the 2 car. Miller Lite and Patriotic looks amazing. So Johnny trying to rebound after that tough start. He's 2nd quickest on the board right now, so that's always a good start. We already talked about Torres. Gene Sanford in the 15 car. Jean was a late add due to nobody signing up, and running the 2003 Michael Waltrip car. She ran the 32 in Season 1. Jean finally snapped that losing streak at Irwindale. So we'll see how the Napa Auto Parts number 15 does this season, running for DEI. One of the 2 DEI cars in the field. Chase 2 is kind of a DEI affiliate, so I guess you can have 3 teammate cars in the field. So we'll see how Jean does. One of the 4 Sanfords in the field. Henry, speaking of another Sanford, Henry Sanford, once again another late out in the series. Henry ran the 00 car to a win last season for Michael Waltrip Racing. Jean's also running a 2003 Monte Carlo SS for DEI. Henry Sanford is running an Impala SS for RCR, so that's actually another RCR car I've missed. Paul Menard's a very forgettable RCR car to miss. The Menard's Peak car, Henry, like I said, it'll win. So we'll see how Henry does this year in the 27 car. One of the bottom of the RCR cars, so not really much expectations. Mean if he exceeds, he does better than normal. So we'll see how Henry does this year. We talked about Oates, we talked about Shea, we talked about Shear, we talked about Moore, we talked about him. We have not talked about William Flickinger. William Flickinger is running the 2013 3M Ford Fusion for Jack Roush, another one of the Roush cars. He won the D&Q title, stealing it from Kevin the last few races. So we'll see how William fares this year. Really dismal race series, dismal year last year, running the 40 Coolers Light car last for Chip Ganassi. Really bad year. So we'll see how he rebounds, if he'll be back for the next season. We don't have Zach Flickinger, I believe. Zach didn't sign himself up. We should have got him to sign up. Let's talk about Steve Pollard. How about Henry Williams? Well, also let me mention that, yeah, we mentioned that to Ford Fusion. Well, he's going to pit road. So Nick Gunther, I don't think he's banned or anything. I know there's some heat between some members. But anyways, Square D number 5, Bobby Hamilton, the second Bobby Hamilton car. I didn't expect we have going to have 2 Bobby Hamilton cars. Square D is the sponsor, the 2002 Chevy Monte Carlo SS, the black and green car. Looking nice, but a big D on the hood, so somebody's going to get F'd on the track. So, we'll see how Nick does this season. I don't believe he's any of Charles's video, and I signed him up. So, if somebody gets mad that he's signed up, take it up with Charles, not me. It's Charles's channel. They don't know I'm on it. So, talking about this, so since we didn't have a lot of people sign up, Con Nicopolis is in here for the laughs and the giggles. And not only is he here for the laugh and giggles, he's the fastest car. The second, Wayne Pearson, the Dodge Alligator Motorsports car. This is a former Alligator car. Con is obviously a real-life driver, an ARCA 2017 car. So we'll see how Con does this year. He has his teammate with York, so maybe York and him can pile up some stats for Wayne Peterson if they don't destroy their only car they got here. Delon Ebrahimian in a beautiful Star Wars car from the Kyle Busch 2005 Monte Carlo SS. Love the paint scheme. I don't know if it's the Return of the Jedi or I've never seen Star Wars before. I'm not a movie person. The Kellogg's 5. Once again, Semet Ozkan's drivers picked some great paint schemes right there. So we'll see how the 5 fares this year. The 5, 48, 24, and 80 will be part of the Fort Henrik teammates right there. Charles Sanford has spare, but somebody spun coming into pit road. We kind of missed out in the broadcast. So we'll go over to the front of the pack here. We got the 48 of Matt McIntyre. I don't believe Matt McIntyre's ran in the Cup Series before or in Charles' series. Kind of a surprise ad. He's running the 2006 Lowe's car for Henrik Motorsports, one of the 4 Henrik Brigade in the series. Monte Carlo SS for the 48, and we'll see how he does this year. Nice paint scheme, and we'll see how Matt McIntyre does. Sebastian Sebastian Cullen in the 42 car. He's running the 27 Kyle Larson 2007 Monster Energy Cup Series Chevrolet SS for Chip Ganassi Racing. First time I've seen Cullen in the Cup Series in this series. Have not seen him on Charles' channel, so maybe he'll sign up for season 5 or season 6. I'm not sure, and we'll see how he does in the Target and Axe in the Chevy SS. So new drivers are always nice to see. Speaking of not of a new driver who won 3 straight D&Q road courses, Semet Ozkan in the Mobil 1 Gold 2005. Beautiful paint scheme. I love the gold on the car. One of the Penske entries is Actually, there's 3 Penske entries: the 2, the 12, and the 22. Kind of funny, we got all the Penske cars there. So Samet Ozkan's one of his 3 other drivers are in the field, since not a lot of people sign up. Mo won in Altel. Samet ran the 29 for RCR last year, running the 12 in this series, the Dodge Intrepid, I believe. Oh no, Dodge Charger, because it used to be an Intrepid. Dodge Charger. We'll see how Samet does this series. Looking for great things for Samet, and nobody will go home, so we'll see how he does. So we talked about them. And Rob Evans, and how about Johnny Gardner draft with Rob Evans? Good friends right there, pushing each other there. The 8 car of Rob is running the 06 Budweiser car for DEI, the Chevy Monte Carlo SS. And we'll see how Rob Evans does first time in the series, and we'll see what he does in this series. And I believe the winner of this will get winner of the championship gets a reserve ride in Charles' series. Quals, we talked about him. We haven't talked about him. 84 is Stephen Paul III in the Red Bull 84. The reason why I chose this is the 2007 Toyota Camry of AJ Allmendinger, Nextel Cup car. When I first started watching, I was a big fan of the 84 Red Bull car, or the I hated the silver scheme. The 84 car, so I chose him to be teammates with Oates, and I love the paint scheme. Go me. I have 4 other drivers in the field, because we got to fill those spots up. So we'll see what happens. And with the 84 car, Steven ran the 23 Toyota for Bill Davis last season in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. So we'll see how Steven does. We talked about Henry. No, we haven't talked about Henry Williams. Henry Williams is running the 71 Dave Marcus 2000 Chevy SS. We got Dave Marcus Team Rail Trail car. Henry ran the 77 to an All-Star win and a Coca-Cola win. Had a few DNQs in there. So Henry, when he goes full time, looking pretty good in the series. He might be a chase threat coming in, because he had pretty good success as a part-time guy. So we'll see how Henry does. Giorgio Tasmu, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Giorgio Tasmu in the 22, one of the 3 Penske cars. He's running a 2011 Penske Dodge Charger with that beautiful front end right there. Shell Pennzoil for Roger Penske. Has not ran in Charles' series before, so a new driver. So we'll see how Tasmu does. And yeah, we'll see how one of the Penske cars do. Got some teammates to help to draft with. Jessica Shelton in the 2004 Aaron's ARCA car, as she's obviously a Chase Elliott fan, so not surprised to take that. One of the 3 ARCA cars in the field, I believe. This is for Junior Motorsports, the only Junior Motorsports kind of with Chance 2 Motorsports, same crap, going with RCR. So kind of everybody's together. Chevrolet SS 2014 ARCA, Impala SS, excuse me. ARCA car, I believe this is a former Jeff Gordon car, if I'm not mistaken, for 2005. So we'll see how Jess does in the 9. She ran the 21 Woods Brothers car, moving over to the 17, I believe, next season for the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. So we've kind of gone over a lot of people so far, so we're going to just wait to see people on track. Dylan Young, we have not gone over, I believe. Dylan is running the 2001 Steve Park paint scheme. Another DEI car right there. We have the 1, the 8, the 15, so we got a bunch of we got the whole trio now that Charles signed up, and almost in consecutive years. So Dylan ran the 24 in the Cup Series last year, so we'll see how Dylan fares in this series. Dylan didn't sign any of his other drivers up, but good friend of mine is Dylan, so we'll see how he does. 80 at Ty Paul, once again another late ad. He's running the 2009 Hendrick Motorsports car, one of the four and the worst Hendrick car, the HendrickCars.com. The 2009 Impala Chevy SS for Hendrick Motorsports. This was Tony Stewart's car he won in the 2009 Busch Nationwide Series, excuse me. So we'll see how Tony does. This car will not last long next year in Charles' signups. So we'll see how time does coming off that Hooters Championship in this series. RJ Reynolds, who came back from 3 laps down and finished 5th, had a bunch of DNQ wins but just couldn't win the title. This is the 2002 Ken Schrader Pontiac. This is the first Grand Prix I've seen. M&M's car, beautiful paint scheme here. Hopefully him and the 3 don't crash in turn 3. And we'll see how RJ does in the series. He ran the 44 UPS for Michael Waltrip Racing, and not sure where he's going next year, what his plans are. William Brock, who ran the 18 Joe Gibbs Chevy, is back in the 4 car for Morgan McClure Motorsports. The 2000 Kodiak paint scheme, I believe that's a Chevrolet. Yeah, that's a Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Brock, like I said, ran for Joe Gibbs last season. Now in the 4 car. We'll see how William does. We've not covered the 99 of another impossible. Christopher Chow. Chow in the 99 UPS. He wanted a Aflac car, but Aflac was not available. No Aflac scheme was painted with the Gen 6 era, so I chose UPS just to keep the Gen 6 feel with it. Ford Fusion for Roush Racing, and we'll see how Chow does in his inaugural series within Charles's channel. Cole Devers signed up the 1998 Doing It for Dale Plus Good Ranch car, the 1998 Daytona 500 win car. Cole is he ran the 8 car last year for DEI in the Hooters series, so not really surprised he chose the 3 car. So we'll see how Cole does. One of the 3 RCR cars, the 3, the 29, the 27. So we'll see how Cole does in the Doing It for Dale car. Robert Pollard in the 57, the Norm Benning 2009 car, and all I gotta say about this, Robert ran the 98 and a bunch of cars last year. He ran the 98 last year, excuse me. Norm Benning's a legend. That's why we chose the car. Can't go wrong with Norm Benning. Oates, we talked about Oates Con, we talked about him. Charles Sanford, we haven't talked about yet. Charles is running the 1995 DuPont, the first guy to actually sign up. Charles, owner of the series. All love to Charles Sanford. Nothing bad to say about Charles. He ran the 05 his own car, as you saw in the bad season video a couple of days ago. Last weekend. We've talked about him. We talked. It looks like we have everybody here. Nope, we haven't talked about the 96. 96 is Trevor Germain. He's running the 2006 DLP Amazon.com car. Charles' 4th driver. We got Trevor in the series. Trevor ran the 58 for 2 races last year. Had a pretty good showing in the car, so we'll see how Trevor does, trying to gain more experience and probably some approval to run the Hooters series next year in the 96. So anybody else we have not talked about, as I'm going to kick this cat's fucking ass. That's right. When I fucking get up, you move, bitch. Alright, I believe that's everybody in the field. We went over we went over Khan, Jess, Logan, Samet, Gene, William, Muhammad, Henry, Fitz, Reynolds, Sheila, Henry, Greg, Oates, Jermaine. So that is everybody, actually. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this first video. That's kind of the whole field run through here. First video will be up Saturday of the race here at Daytona 50 laps. Hope you all guys watch. Leave a comment, hopefully, and we'll see you guys then. A bunch of different paint schemes. It's going to be a nice series. I will see you guys then. Have a good night. Peace.